Tonight, for the first time, Shannon Gore's mother is speaking out about the unspeakable horror her daughter is accused of.
Shannon and Brian Gore are accused of killing one child and starving another one to near death. Reporter Andy Fox landed an interview with Shannon Gore's mother. He's here now with this exclusive report. Andy.
Tom and Nicole, tonight at 5, 5:30, and 6, we pieced together what went wrong and when it went wrong for Shannon and Brian Gore. This is through the eyes of Shannon's mother, Karen. We will not report her last name, and she doesn't want to be identified. We also blurred the picture of the grandson that she does know about. But for the first time, we have a timeline on the death, starvation, and the troubled lives of Brian and Shannon Gore. December 2008, Brian Gore proposed to Shannon, a sweet moment shared by a couple that was living a lie, investigators say. But Shannon's mother, Karen, says no one was lied to more than her.
If someone who wants to hide something from you, they can do it. Obviously, I've learned that lesson.
Karen says the lies began in 2003. Brian was living in a car. Karen offered to help, asked him to move in with her and her husband and her daughter, Shannon. Later, Brian and Shannon moved out. On November 4th, 2004, Shannon gave birth to a daughter. Did you ever know that they had a daughter?
Absolutely not.
Kept a secret, and Karen says this is why.
She was 17. He was approximately 5 years older. And I think she was trying to protect him from possible statutory rape charge.
Shannon was afraid to tell her mom and dad. In court papers, Brian said the daughter was born at home. No birth certificate. No one knew she existed. Almost 3 years later, on August 3rd, 2007, Brian and Shannon had another child, a son. Investigators believe once again Shannon gave birth at home. Again, no birth certificate, and according to court documents, the child died in late 2007. In court documents obtained by 10 on Your Side, the Gloucester Sheriff's Office investigator writes, Mr. Gore states that when the child was approximately 7 months old and in his care, he began having breathing difficulties. Mr. Gore did not summon medical attention, thus resulting in the child's death. Karen did not know about the child until recently, when Shannon told her what she did when she came home.
That she was in the rocking chair holding the baby that had died.
Karen says Shannon rocked the dead child for 3 days. In April, almost 3 years later, when Brian was arrested, he told investigators where to find the wooden box of human remains. And sure enough, 10 feet from where Brian and Shannon slept, the box. Karen says, in hindsight, after their baby boy's death, Shannon and Brian both traveled to a dark place with their daughter who no one knew about.
Who do you go to grieve? I think for her, it was, I'll get married, try to have a baby that I can or feel like I can tell everybody about now that I'm married. And I don't think she ever moved on, emotionally speaking, no.
January 24th, 2009, Brian and Shannon got married, and 18 months later, Shannon got pregnant.
She took the pregnancy test in my home.
It was a pregnancy, but this one not kept secret because this time the Gores were married.
We were screaming, you know, up and down for joy.
Karen bought all things baby, even a pillow that says Shannon's the #1 mom. On March 23rd, Shannon gave birth to a boy, the only grandchild Karen thought she had. But back in the Gores' mobile home, Karen now knows evil was all around. Their dark secret, now 6 years old. Investigators say she was trapped in this crib that was turned into a cage, living in her own feces, fed Pop-Tarts twice a day. Investigators think the 6-year-old was being starved to death, that her parents were deliberately trying to make their lie go away by death. Shannon Gore's attorney, Ron Smith. In your own mind, you can't explain it to yourself.
Of course, no, I can't. That's the black hole in this case.
The black hole in this case is dark and deep. It is devastating to Karen and her husband, who are finding themselves the biggest victims after the 3 children. Tonight at 5:30, Karen takes me to the night of the arrest in April and how in many ways her life ended on that day too. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on your side.